Hello and welcome to a new amazing webinar by Magic of Holistic Health. And I'm Dr. Saurabh Bidani, and I am here today to give you an amazing gift. Yes, the gift of self love. And we are joined by an expert on self love. Before I introduce her to you, I'm going to ask you all this one question. Did you ask yourself today, how are you? Look in the mirror and ask yourself today, how are you? Did you do that? If you did, raise your hands and say, yes, I did. If you didn't, then let's start doing it right away. Just ask yourself, how are you doing? Welcome, Anuradha. How are you?
I'm doing so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Dr.
so
Saurabh.
Thank you so much for being here and taking us through the journey of self-love, because as I have observed over these years of enhancing my awareness, evolving, trying to evolve myself, that one of the most important aspects of life is to be in self love. But before we have you answer that question, we would like to know a little bit about you. So tell us who you are, where you come from, and how did you get into this space?
So I think the journey began with this, deep longing to know what love is, and it has been there since childhood to know what truth of life is.
Mm.
And that's when I read about Gita or overheard about it, and there was one thing which I, got to know, and Krishna would always talk about Sambhav.
Okay. What is that?
So Sambhav is basically, being neutral, not
Okay.
dancing when you get a happy news,
Uh,
and not going like, oh my God, my life has just devastated because, some turmoil has entered my life or something has happened which is not good.
mm,
So, I would always have this yearning, this longing to understand more deeply, because back then I would just have understood very theoretically, or just have understood, technically what that term means by just reading the definition, that it means equality, it means neutrality in every situation. And then I would see my father being a live example of Sambhav. I have never seen this man too excited, anything good happens, or, sulking even for a second, microsecond, if something goes wrong. So I have never seen such man. So he was just there as a live example, but that I understood years later in my life when I actually started to understand what does that mean. So my actually life began from that moment, Sambhav, and
so,
that was my goal and desire. So not knowing where my path was taking me, I did engineering, then masters, then entered a corporate life. But every day I would have this yearning that there is something more deeper which I'm looking for. There was this, incessant wandering. There is something more with life which I have to do and be. It's just not corporate. It's just not, going to the office and being a merchandiser or a sourcing manager or, the team leader. It was much more than that. So then I, met my husband to be, and he has this passion about branding and brands. So I thought, yes, this looks interesting because this talks about much more. This talks about, so true branding is basically being yourself. And probably that was my path, internally. So, yeah, and that subject would just fascinate me. So, we would have so much to talk about, brands and brandings and how actually we go about, branding in an individual, a company, organization, or any event for that matter. So, I worked with him after getting married as a brand strategist, and still something was missing. And a year later, I decided, you know what, I'm going to drop down all this corporate life. I'm going to start something on my own. That's when I read a book called Secret by Rhonda Byrne. That was 15, 16 years back. And when I read about this book, I read couple of, leading names in this industry who were talking about self-love and that Sambhav. And one of those people were Bob Proctor, who became my first mentor, and I started my life coaching journey with him. And that's how the journey has begun. From
Wow,
that,
that's awesome. It's just,
yes,
yeah. So I have also been branding, and I just picked up this one line you just said, that branding is all about yourself. And I think this is just a beautiful thing for anybody who's out there. So, talking about people who are working, we always look, oh, what brand can create money? It's not about that at all.
absolutely.
So, I'm always asked, how do you do your videos? I said, look, if I do a video, I go back and watch it and see, will I watch it again? If I don't feel like watching it again, chances are nobody outside is going to feel like watching it again also. So,
Absolutely.
it's just amazing, right? We keep on saying, oh, I don't want to watch what I do. You have to love yourself to be your own brand. You said this so beautifully and like stuck in the. So I think everybody, please take this lesson down. Number one, if you are creating a brand in the corporate world, it has to be you, not an extension of you. It has to be you, and that you love, not what people will love, because there are people like us who will love something similar. So thank you for that. I need to pick that up and share it with people and move forward. So yes, I also believe you are a loving mother. So how's that journey?
Oh, it has been beautiful because that's the moment when I actually began self-love. Before that, so love has different definitions, right? I mean, it has different layers. So one is where you get attached. That is the first layer because something which you are desiring from the other person,
Right?
that equation.
Mhm.
So before that, I would always define love as that, I love this person because of this, right? That fulfillment, that attachment to that fulfillment. But then when Samrit was born, that's where I first, uh, felt that connection of self-love,
Okay.
of unconditional love, right? I mean, there was nothing which I was making me love him. It was beyond any definition, it was beyond any attachment, it was just love. So that was my first moment of unconditional love. And that's where my journey of self love began. This child is so beautiful. I mean, I can just go on and on. He has just taught me what true love is. And it's been a journey from there on. Yes.
Wow, it's absolutely lovely. Now I'm picking up point number 2 from here. So for everybody who's got a child and loves their children unconditionally, that is your mirror to show self-love to you. Correct?
Absolutely.
Wow,
Absolutely.
this is brilliant. So now you've moved from the journey to the corporate world to mother to now becoming a life coach. And so tell us people you work with and how do you do it. And then, of course, for everybody who's watching, we are not going to let Anuradha go. We're going to have her give us some interesting tips for our day-to-day life also. So yes, please go on.
All right. So what I always say is, I mean, people from all aspects of life, have shown up, and I'm so grateful to each one because I have learned so much with each one of them as they have evolved in their journey. So, so what I always tell to each one is that whatever is happening in their life is just a reflection of them. It's not about the other person.
Mm.
So for a long, long time, I would make the other person responsible. The traces have still left, but I won't say it's in that degree. It's gone down so much because now for the first time I'm taking this onus, this responsibility that whatever is happening in my life is because of me. There's something which I desire out of this outcome, right? So I always, whosoever comes, be it a student, be it an anxious mother, be it a parent, be it any business person, be it an employee, be it anybody, or be it somebody who is seeking love and wants to be in a relationship, I always tell them, come back to yourself and understand where is this coming in you from within you. Am I making sense? Yeah. So if something is happening outside, it's absolutely erupting from within somewhere. it's just a reflection outside. So yeah, that's where I begin my, session from.
Wow, this is amazing. Again, point number 3 for everybody. You don't need to change the outside to change your situation. Just like Anuradha said, focus here of what you're feeling and how you're feeling, and then the outside shifts. And this is where I believe Anuradha comes in, when you are like, I don't know how to do that. There you go. And then you have a life coach, Anuradha, who's going to be guiding you through it and making you see the path. Because eventually, for all coaches, it's not about making a change for you. It is guiding you the path so you can make that change for yourself. So across any format, a cricketing coach of Tendulkar will not go play cricket for him. He'll show him the path, and Tendulkar still have to bat himself, or Dhoni, or Virat Kohli, or Rohit Sharma. Sorry, I just been in so cricket all this time, so all these people are coming in my thought process. But across the world, be it Mary Kom, everybody, what do they thank people for? It's their coaches, and that's the guidance. So it's beautiful. He said, even though we are searching for self-love, it's not that we can find it on our own all the time. This is where you take the help of a guidance of a person and moves in. So Anuradha, let's move into what we all are waiting for. We want those interesting tips for us for self-love so we can enhance our life a little bit. And then as we go more, we look for you as well. So आज का पहला tip बताइए.
I think be you and the world will adjust. That's the first step.
Okay.
What do I mean? Means be raw. Know yourself absolutely. Go mask free. So that's the first step. And that is the most courageous one. Because somehow, just to try to fit in, we kind of, just wear all these masks. We just, become what other person or the world wants us to be, right?
Yeah.
So that's scrutinizing yourself, right? Am I becoming somebody else or am I being myself? So testing yourself, that's the step number 1, because you cannot know otherwise.
But it's so scary, right? To be yourself.
Absolutely.
So how do we get just thinking about it for people, like, it's just people will, and I know when I was first introduced to it some years ago, I was so scared. I'm like, okay, what do you mean by be me? There are so many things I've done that are not happy for me. It's like, no, I can't be me. I can't be me. I can't be me. I need to wear these masks. I want to be, because I don't want people to see who I am. So what do you do in that situation? I'm sure people must be telling you, ये क्या बोला आपने, ये कैसे कर सकते हैं हम?
हाँ, सबसे पहले मैं उनको यही बोलती हूँ कि पहले पहचानो तो सही. स्टार्ट वहां से होता है. You have to get your test done. You have to read your vitals right. The step number 2 is, acknowledgement. That is where the basic first step is going to the lab and checking where am I standing right now. And that is the most difficult job. हम अपने आप से ही रोज का दिन झूठ बोल रहे हैं.
Wow. Okay, so now I feel a little bit more relieved. Yeah, I have got tools. So to recognize yourself, to be yourself, you only need to be truthful to yourself to begin with. So you don't have to show the world कि आप कैसे हो. खुद से ही बोलो कि हाँ, I am like this or I feel like this. Wow, that's amazing. I think सब लोगों की जान में जान आई होगी. अच्छा, खुद को भी दुनिया को नहीं बताना, भी खुद से ही बताना है.
हाँ, और वो एक रात में नहीं होने वाला. It's a journey. Nobody became Buddha overnight, right? And we are not talking about becoming Buddha here. We're just trying to becoming who we are, right? And then people understand in this way. I mean, it's a very tedious process. क्योंकि इतना ज़्यादा belief systems हमारे को grill किया हुआ है in the childhood that we don't even know. We keep living that belief system through our life, right? Because it was given to us when we were not even aware that it was given to us.
Right.
And like a cybernetic system, we keep living this one.
Wow. Yes, I totally agree with you, and I think that's really important. It's such a simple way of showing, just be honest to you. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
सो अब हम आपसे और पूछेंगे क्योंकि हमें तो ग्रीड बढ़ गया है। अब बताइए नंबर 2।
एक बार आपको पता चल जाए कि ये मेरा सत्य है, तो आप आधे तो हील तभी हो जाते हैं ना।
करेक्ट।
और उसके बाद अगर आपको किसी से नहीं बात करने का मन कर रहा है, तो देन टेक अ पॉज, स्टार्ट एक्टिंग ऑन इट। सेल्फ लव इज सबसे बेसिक लेवल पे हमें ये लगता है कि लेट्स गो फॉर अ स्पा, लेट्स गो फॉर अ कॉफी, लेट्स हैव अ वॉक इन सुंदर नर्सरी और इन सम गार्डन, और लेट्स हैव एन आइसक्रीम। दैट इज ऑल गुड, आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग एनी पार्ट ऑफ दैट। ऑल आई एम सेइंग इज इट्स मच डीपर वर्क. Self love is basically sitting with yourself, accepting your flaws, and saying, yes, all right, I am not okay at this, but I am brilliant at that. But this is who I am. No need to lie, no need to fear, because जितने मास्क पहनोगे उतना हैवीनेस रहेगा आपकी लाइफ में, उतना कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बढ़ेगा, right?
Absolutely. And
So
just
yeah.
as you're saying it, I feel certain mask going away, and people who are watching also suddenly be like, okay, this is not that hard. This is possible to do.
Totally, it is very simple. बस एक दिन बैठना है और अपने अंदर झांकना है और बस बैठते जाना है अपने साथ. Right. Yeah.
Super. So you said know your truth. Second, spend time in nature to keep on expanding on this. So tool number 3.
उसके बाद बस धीरे धीरे जब आपको पता चले कि अच्छा ये मैं हूँ, इस चीज में मुझे खुशी मिलती है, वहां स्थिर होते चले जाओ, अपने साथ टाइम व्यतीत करना. और फिर when you know that playing music for 1 hour is my gig, and then no matter what happens, you play your music every day 1 hour, right? Then even if any distraction, any temptation in that hour comes, no, that is self-love. Do not get distracted from those 5 or 6 things which make your being come out and make you feel alive every day. Do that, no matter how amazingly temptation that is, right?
Yeah.
Even if God comes in front of you in that moment, Rag Ragniya aa jaye aapke samne, you're like, no, this is my time, this is me. Number one is basically know yourself, right?
Yeah.
Understand yourself, go deeper, do that test again and again. Laboratory में test आप सिर्फ एक बार lifetime में नहीं कराते. Keep on doing it every time. Where do I stand right now? Who am I? What is not right and what is right in my system. Second is feed that, be that, right? If you have your iron going down, take hemoglobin, take iron, take spinach, take whatever, beetroot, whatever is going to increase your iron levels, right? Do that. And third, know that these are the 5 things which brings aliveness in me every day, which makes me feel like I am, right?
Wonderful.
That, even if any temptation happens, right? So those are number 3.
Okay. I'm going to ask you for a favor. Would you love to give us a little bit of meditation as well? Because I know we all love to meditate if possible.
Right, sure. Let's go.
Okay.
Wherever you are, just sit back. Just loosen yourself. And come back to the senses of this room, to where you are sitting. Just connected with whatever is around you. And then get connected deeply with your own body. Run through your body. And take a couple of deep breaths. In every deep breath, listen to your heartbeat. Listen to the movements of your body. Having a sense of how it feels in your body. Even if there are noises around, just settle down. Go within. Look within yourself. How are you doing today? That brilliant question. When did you ask yourself, how are you doing? Listen to your heart, to your heartbeat. What is it saying to you? Where in your body are you feeling the ease? Isn't this ease the self love you're talking about? Now go to that space where you're feeling unease. Let's connect to that part where it feels heavy. Try listening to it. What is it? What is it trying to tell you? No judgments, just simply deep listening. Compassionate listening. Simply say hi to that part. Hi, how are you doing today? I'm so sorry. I didn't ever pay attention to you. I'm here now and I'm going to take care of you. I'm really sorry that I never sat with you. But today onwards, I am going to sit with you and listen to you more deeply. Thank you for coping up with me all this while. Isn't this self love? That this part of your being is taking care of you, even when you're not listening. Each cell of your being is actually a sign of unconditional love for you. And where are you searching your love from? Come, come internally. Let's go deep within. Come back from all the external world, for there is nowhere else to go but within yourself. For you are yearning your own self. Yes, beautiful. Go more deeper and deeper. And send showers of unconditional love on each cell of your being with a big, big thank you. Thank you for keeping me alive, for working for me day and night, all my life. From here on, I promise that I'm going to come back to each cell of my being every day, and I would acknowledge my own self to begin with. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is who you are. The first trace of being yourself. The first sign of self-love. Thank you. And whenever you're ready, you may open your eyes slowly and come back.
Wow, thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful meditation. Before we go, a couple of words for everybody, and then we shall close. Because I'm sure everybody is in bliss right now.
Each one is unique, right? And we have this beautiful fabric of universe. And each one is so important. We all work on two emotions that we all want, that we matter, that we exist, and the other is that we should not be boycotted. Fear not. Each one matters. For that, just come back to yourself. Keep coming back to yourself. Be you, the world will adjust.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody, this is Anuradha Veja, beautiful life coach. If you need to get in touch with her, you can reach out to me and I shall share her contact information with you. It was such a wonderful time to have you on, Anuradha. It was beautiful. Thank you so much. And as the ritual, we close with 3 chants of Om. So please close your eyes, take a deep breath. This is to allow us to sync all that we have learned through our body, mind, and soul. Om. 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 We thank you all who are watching us today. Without you, there would be no session. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thank you.